Hello, welcome to the weekly highlights program on Azərbaycan Television with the major developments of the week. I'm your host, Ilham Məmmədov. Now, first, let's take a brief look at some of the top stories of this week. President Ilham received Lord Vernon Coker, Minister of State for Defence of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. President of the United States of America, Donald Trump, sent a letter of gratitude to President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, Ilham. President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, Ilham received Lord Vernon Coker, Minister of State for Defence of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland.
Expressing his satisfaction with the meeting, Lord Vernon Coker first conveyed the greetings of Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, Keir Starmer, to the head of state. Highlighting the friendly and trust-based relations between Azerbaijan and the United Kingdom, Lord Vernon Coker emphasized the UK's interest in developing bilateral ties at the level of strategic partnership. President Ilham Aliyev expressed his gratitude for the greetings and asked that his own greetings be conveyed to the Prime Minister. The Azerbaijani leader fondly recalled Keir Starmer's participation in COP29 in their meeting. Noting that bilateral relations have a rich history, the head of state underlined that cooperation between Azerbaijan and the United Kingdom began in the energy sector and subsequently expanded into many other areas. President Ilham Aliyev added that there were ample opportunities for further strengthening cooperation in trade, investment and other fields. Touching upon the opening of a new chapter in defense industry cooperation, the Azerbaijani president described it as a sign of mutual trust. Lord Vernon Coker congratulated President Ilham Aliyev on the results achieved in Washington in August this year regarding the normalization of relations between Azerbaijan and Armenia and the advancement of the peace agenda. Expressing gratitude for the congratulations, President Ilham Aliyev highlighted the historical significance of these developments and the special role of U.S. President Donald Trump in the process. The head of state noted that it was Azerbaijan that initiated the peace agenda and stressed that the country would continue its efforts to advance it. During the conversation, the sides exchanged views on issues of mutual concern.
On December 6, President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, Ilham Aliyev, received Sheikh Zayed bin Hamdan bin Zayed Al Nahyan, Chairman of the United Arab Emirates Company 2.0, Sayed Basar Shuaib, Chief Executive Officer and Managing Director of the International Holdings Company, and Ali Arashti, Chief Executive Officer of the International Resources Holding Company. Chairman of 2.0 company Sheikh Zayed bin Hamdan bin Zayed Al Nahyan conveyed the greetings of President of the United Arab Emirates, Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, to the head of state. Sheikh Zayed bin Hamdan bin Zayed Al Nahyan noted that the President of the United Arab Emirates has given instructions to enhance cooperation with Azerbaijan across all domains. Highlighting the great potential for the development of relations between Azerbaijan and the UAE, Sheikh Zayed bin Hamdan bin Zayed Al Nahyan hailed the long-term successful partnership between the two countries. President Ilham Aliyev expresses gratitude for the greetings and asked that his own greetings be conveyed to the President of the United Arab Emirates. President Ilham Aliyev fondly recalled Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan's visit to Azerbaijan and Karabakh in September of this year, as well as the meetings he held with him in Azerbaijan and the UAE. Noting that the relations between Azerbaijan and the UAE have risen to the level of strategic partnership, the Azerbaijani leader underscored the high-level political relations, the enhanced cooperation across various sectors, and praised the mutual support between the two countries. President Ilham Aliyev mentioned that the UAE is a strategic partner of Azerbaijan in the field of renewable energy, noting the document signed in this regard and emphasizing the existence of good opportunities for expanding cooperation. The head of state said that the Azerbaijan-UAE cooperation holds great significance for the wider region. The conversation underscored the advancement of bilateral relations in political, economic, trade, oil and gas, as well as other areas. The sides also exchanged views on collaboration in energy infrastructure, renewable energy, investment, information technologies, mining, and other sectors. President of the United States of America, Donald Trump, sent a letter of gratitude to President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, Ilham Aliyev. Expressing gratitude to President of Azerbaijan Ilham Aliyev and Prime Minister of Armenia Nikol Pashinyan for the joint letter advancing his nomination for the Nobel Peace Prize, President Donald Trump said, "I am deeply appreciative of your kind recognition, which inspires us to sustain our important mission. As President of the United States, I remain committed to ending conflicts across the globe and to securing peace and prosperity for all people. With your ongoing partnership, we will achieve the impossible. Thank you again for your continued support. We believe that the peace-loving members of the Western Azerbaijan community will return to the ancestral lands, and those good neighborly relations will be established between our peoples. These views were voiced in the letter of the President of Azerbaijan, Ilham, addressed to the participants of the Third International Conference on Cultural Heritage and the Right of Return, restoring the cultural heritage of Azerbaijanis displaced from Armenia as a path to justice, reconciliation, and peace.
The
right of return is one of the fundamental principles of human rights. Securing this right is not only about the physical return to one's homeland, it is also about restoring the spiritual integrity, cultural heritage, and historical memory of society. The restoration and protection of Azerbaijani cultural heritage in Armenia, in addition to being a legitimate demand of the Azerbaijani people, is necessary in the context of respect for universal human values, closing the page of hostility, and fostering mutual understanding between peoples. The Western Azerbaijan community, which includes individuals directly affected by deportation and massacres, should be commended for its discreet and constructive approach, openness to reconciliation and dialogue, adherence to international law, and respect for the territorial integrity and sovereignty of states. The fact that Azerbaijan and Armenia came together in Washington on August 8, 2025, with the mediation of the United States of America, the signing of the joint declaration, and the initialing of the draft peace agreement creates hope and confidence for the future coexistence of both peoples. We believe that the peace-loving members of the Western Azerbaijan community will return to the ancestral lands and that good neighborly relations will be established between our peoples. I wish every success to this traditional international conference, which has already evolved into a global platform. I reiterate my confidence that the discussions to be held will contribute to the protection of cultural heritage, the understanding of the right of return, and the safe, dignified, and peaceful return of our compatriots to their native lands, and will be an important step on the path to reconciliation and peace. İlham Aliyev, President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, December 5, 2025.
5 dekabr 2025 yıl.
That was all for the week. Thank you for watching us, and stay tuned not to miss the next edition of our program.